Hello, Hearthbounders. Levi here, the sound designer of this wonderful show. I wanted to share with you all a sound effect I made that when the creator of Hearthbound, Joe Chang, heard how I had made it, it very much tickled them. So let's jump into the script of the episode where we first hear this sound. Now, in this scene that I'm about to show you, we have Odessa, the main character, and her dog Mac in a van driving down the road, and Odessa says, "We're almost there. I think I can see her trailer." Odessa swerves into a dusty lot where the trailer is parked, and she says, "Okay." She parks the van and unbuckles her seatbelt, walks through the van, and opens the sliding van door. And then we hear a moaning sound, a very low humming moan. Odessa says, "What the hell?" Then we hear a lever action rifle blast. Mac snarls, and then we hear Odessa say, "Mac, no!" All right. Now, let's go into the Pro Tools session where we hear this bit of scene. Now, before we listen to this bit of scene, I want to show you the episode in its entirety because I think it's always fun to see just how many little bits of sound go into making an episode of an audio drama. So, each one of these is a track, and each one of these little things here, each one of these blocks is a little bit of sound that, when built on top of each other, creates a soundscape, sonic environment, sounds of action. Let's go back to where the scene is and take a listen.
We're almost there. I think I can see her trailer. Okay. What the hell? Mac, no!
So let's turn back to the script here, and you will see that Joe very kindly hyperlinked underneath this a very low humming moan sound effect that they wanted. When we click that hyperlink, it goes to this.
Listen to this. The sound you're hearing is actually coming from within the dunes themselves.
I looked around at different sound libraries and, dug around the internet, trying to find the sound of singing dunes, and did not find much, which means I needed to make the sound. So let's isolate the sound effect I made, and we can now directly compare it to the audio from the National Geographic video. I think I did a pretty good job. Now, I did want the moaning to sound a bit more ghostly, ethereal, spooky, and just have a little bit more character for the show than, say, what actual singing dunes sound like. Now, how did I make this sound? Well, the way I did it was I got my trusty, very dusty Marantz 661 and my Shure Beta 87. And I sat for about a minute with the microphone to my face, going like this. Kind of like a ghost with a tummy ache. And, hopefully my neighbors didn't hear me. But, that's life living in New York City. Let's go back into the Pro Tools session. Let's just hear what it sounds like without all of these plugins that I put on it to make it sound that way. It will sound very much like how I sounded while illustrating to you how I initially made those moaning sounds. All right, let's turn on these plugins one by one. First, right here, we have RX10 Breath Control. Now, I put this on because, well, I didn't want you to hear my breaths in between me moaning. Because, of course, singing dunes do not take breaths. So what this does is it squashes down that breath sound that I make in between me recording myself moaning. Next, we have RX10 Voice Denoise. What this does is it cleans up audio so that it doesn't have the ambient noise that comes with room tone. Room tone being the kind of hiss you might hear in audio of some folks. It's just sort of makes it more crisp. Then up here, I pitched myself down. And let's just hear what that sounds like with these three plugins. So a little deeper, not super deep so it's demonic, but just so it doesn't sound quite naturally human anymore. I wanted to strip away more of the human tone of my voice. Next, we have a crystallizer here. And with this, well, you'll just hear it. It does a lot of funky stuff. Essentially, I used it to add more of that kind of ethereal sound to the dunes. And now Pro R. This is the plugin that very much gives us the grandness of the dunes, really gives it that environmental sound. And Pro R is a reverb plugin by FabFilter. Let's take a listen. Really stretches it out, really kind of makes it expansive. Let's listen to the whole thing again, just so you can hear the sound effect once again in the scene with everything happening.
We're almost there. I think I can see your trailer. Okay. What The hell? Mac, no!
And there you have it. That is how I turned myself, moaning like I had a tummy ache, into my Marantz 661, into the sound of a very expansive, ethereal, ghostly sounding singing dune. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me, email me, reach out to me, and I'll do my best to respond. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Saturday.